Hello everybody, my name is Mark Mello and I'm a park ranger at Blackstone River Valley National Historical Park, and I am really excited to welcome you to this Halloween edition of a Ranger Chat. 'Tis the season to talk about spirits and ghosts from other worlds, right? So this week we're going to talk about the Spiritualism movement, which had a large following in one of our mill villages here in the Blackstone River Valley, Hopedale. To live communally means to share a deep social and spiritual connection with others. In this way, the experiment of the Hopedale community was an attempt to reshape society based upon the Christian ideal of harmony. Adin Ballou, Hopedale's founder, claimed one night in a terrible time of distress, his deceased brother appeared before him as a specter, who commanded him, "God commands you to preach the gospel of Christ to your fellow man." It was this otherworldly visit that ultimately inspired Ballou to found Hopedale. He believed Hopedale and other communities which would follow could reshape the world and hasten the second coming of Christ, a triumphal moment when good would prevail over evil. Ballou and his followers believed they could bring about this second coming, what was called the millennium, by living peaceful, holy lives. But the utopian ideals of Ballou's followers were not simply relegated to the natural world. Many began to adhere to the principles of spiritualism. Spiritualism was a movement that originated in the mid-1800s, which argued that the spirits of the dead exist and have both the ability and inclination to communicate with the living. In this sense, both the natural and supernatural world lived in communion with each other. Following the tragic death of his son, Adin Augustus Ballou, in February 1852, Ballou tried to connect with him through Elizabeth Alice Reed, a medium living in Hopedale. Reed reported a series of communications from Adin II. Through Reed, Adin Augustus told his father that he finally met his two deceased brothers, described heaven in remarkably rational terms, and told his father to be patient, that the millennium would not come for another century. In a series of articles published in his newspaper, The Practical Christian, Ballou accepted these visions as absolute fact. He stated that he had himself, quote, "received many excellent communications. My whole moral nature has been purified and elevated by the influence which flowed in upon me," end quote. But Ballou also struggled at times to accept that these communications were genuine. Ballou befriended, trusted, and supported many mediums in and around Hopedale. Still, he was skeptical of such phenomena. He also correctly feared that this growing movement might morph into a religion at the expense of Christianity. Seances were common in Hopedale, with several mediums living as members of the community. And even after the ending of the commune, spiritualistic practices remained. Ballou believed this movement could hasten the reform of Christianity because it proved that mankind by nature was one family. Not only did spiritualism help console the grieving father, but it also renewed his commitment to fight to convert the world. We may never know the truth behind the many purported cases of communications with the spiritual world, but there is something that is undeniable. Spiritualism continued to shape Adin Ballou's ideals and provided him with new impotence to recreate the world based upon his idealistic values. We hope you enjoyed this Ranger Chat and got you in the spirit to celebrate Halloween tomorrow. As always, if you have any comments or questions, please leave those down below. We would love to hear from you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you out there along the Blackstone really soon.